More than 300 U.S. military aircraft have been deployed to Central Command bases across the Middle East as indirect nuclear talks between Washington and Tehran approach Thursday in Geneva, according to open-source intelligence tracking compiled by Anadolu. The unprecedented buildup includes combat jets, tankers, electronic warfare aircraft, and missile defense systems positioned at key installations in Qatar, Jordan, and Saudi Arabia. The assembled force includes approximately 84 F-18E/F fighter jets, 36 F-15E strike aircraft, 48 F-16C/CJ/CM multi-role fighters, and 42 F-35A/C stealth jets, constituting nearly 70% of deployed aircraft. Support assets include 18 EA-18G Growler electronic warfare planes, 12 A-10C close air support aircraft, and critical command and control platforms. An estimated 75 KC-46 and KC-135 aerial refueling tankers remain positioned in the region or en route, enabling extended combat operations. No B-2 bombers, used in last June's Operation Midnight Hammer against Iranian nuclear facilities, have been observed moving toward the theater. Israel's own substantial air fleet, comprising 66 F-15I/C/D, 173 F-16I/C/D, and 48 F-35I fighters, effectively doubles the strike aircraft available for potential operations against Iran. On Tuesday, Israel received 12 U.S. F-22 stealth fighters, the most advanced in the American arsenal, according to public broadcaster CAN, with 6 additional F-22s spotted departing Langley Air Force Base for Israel via RAF Lakenheath. The F-22s are capable of penetrating enemy territory and disabling air defense systems and radar installations, potentially serving as the spearhead for any military action. The White House reiterated Tuesday that President Trump's first option is always diplomacy, while making clear he is willing to use the lethal force of the United States military if necessary. Spokesperson Caroline Leavitt cited Operation Midnight Hammer's success in obliterating Iranian nuclear facilities, but cautioned that the threat persists. Thursday's Omani-mediated talks in Geneva represent a critical juncture, with Iran expected to present a draft proposal as Washington maintains maximum military pressure alongside diplomatic engagement. Last week, the Wall Street Journal reported that U.S. President Donald Trump is considering limited military strikes against Iran as a first step to exert pressure on Tehran to accept his demands on a nuclear deal, while trying to avoid a spiral of escalation that could lead to all-out war. At the same time, it is said that if Iran continues to refuse to comply with U.S. demands, the Trump administration could also consider a much broader military campaign, aiming to weaken or overthrow the leadership in Tehran. Iran has stated in a letter to UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres that it does not want to start a war. However, if the country is attacked militarily, it will respond resolutely and appropriately within the framework of its right to self-defense. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has been trying to persuade Trump into military action against Iran. Last year, the U.S. joined Israel's 12-day war with Iran by dropping bunker-busting bombs on Iranian nuclear facilities. Israel sees the regime in Tehran as an existential threat and would be a target for Iranian drones and missiles if the conflict were to escalate. During a speech to the Israeli parliament, the Knesset, on February 23, Netanyahu said Israel was vigilant and prepared for any scenario. Netanyahu warned that the Ayatollah's regime in Tehran makes the biggest mistake in their history and attacks Israel. We will respond with a force they cannot imagine. Israel-based Iran expert Amir said that Israel has convinced Washington with extensive evidence that the region's problems can only be radically solved by overthrowing the regime. He added that, in Trump's latest statements, we see that he is not only addressing Iran's nuclear program, but also the oppression of the Iranian people. This could indicate a fundamental change in the American president's doctrine. These political and military signals increase the pressure on the upcoming talks in Geneva, which many observers consider to be the last chance for a diplomatic solution.
Trump makes it clear that Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. Once again, U.S. President Donald Trump has issued a strong warning to Iran, stating that he firmly opposes the country's nuclear program. In his State of the Union address on Wednesday, February 25, 2026, the White House leader made it clear that Iran has been warned and will never attempt to rebuild their weapons program, especially nuclear weapons, but they continue to do so again. The U.S. has destroyed it, but Iran is still pursuing its evil ambitions. However, Trump is still leaving room for opportunity, saying that he still wants to reach a deal, but will also be firmly committed that the U.S. will never allow the country that is the #1 state sponsor of terrorism to obtain nuclear weapons, and will not allow that to happen. Meanwhile, according to Trump, Iran and its proxies have killed and injured thousands of American soldiers with roadside bombs, and the Iranian regime has killed an estimated 32,000 protesters. Before the speech, it was reported that the United States had already sent 12 F-22 stealth fighter jets to Israel to prepare for a strike on Iran. According to the Times of Israel on Tuesday, February 24, 2026, the planes were sent to the Avda base in southern Israel. In recent years, the United States has been rapidly increasing its military strength and muscle, including sending aircraft carriers to the Middle East in an effort to intimidate Iran into divvying up its nuclear program.